Hi, this is Timo Buske. I work for KDAB and I want to show you how to prepare 3D assets for Kuesa with 3ds Max. Kuesa is a new software solution created by KDAB. It provides a unified workflow for designers and developers to create, optimize and integrate real-time 3D content into 3D or hybrid 2D, 3D software user interfaces. It aims to reduce compromises in design, quality, developer control, performance and productivity. Okay, I opened up my model in 3ds Max, I cleaned up the meshes and the scene graph, I created some materials and the camera we can reuse later in the application. So the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the materials to the objects. For Kuesa it's important that one object has exactly one material attached to it. The good news is that Kuesa is using a standard which is called GLTF2, so you basically can use any 3D application or any exporter as long as it exports to GLTF2. Unless you want to use specific Kuesa features. So let's go for it. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create two more materials, one for our car paint and one for our windshields. So for the exporter I'm using, the 3ds Max physical material is going to be exported as PBR material, so I'm using this kind of material here. For the car paint material I'm just going for a all black material and I'm going to set a metalness of 0.5 since this will take the color and add a clear coat on it. And this is exactly what we want for the car paint material. I'm going to do a similar thing for the windshield material. This is also all black and has a metalness of 0.5. But I want to have it slightly transparent, so I'm set a low transparency of about 0.05 or something. So this will be our windshield material. So now I'm going through all the objects and attach the materials to them. Okay, since we have attached now all materials, 3ds Max is giving us a nice preview in the viewport of the physical material here. So we can see how it will look later in the engine if we use the same environment map. And the next thing I want to do here is to create some animations because I want to be able later in the application to open the doors. So I'm just going to create animation for opening both doors. Okay, this is okay for now. So actually that's it. We have our objects with attached materials. We prepared our scene graph, everything is cleaned up and we created some animations. And now let's go and export this to GLTF2. Okay, this is exported now. Let me switch over really quick to our Kuesa asset pipeline editor so we can check if everything is exported as we want it. Okay, I opened up the Kuesa asset pipeline editor and now I'm going to open up our exported GLTF file, and as you can see the car is displayed in the viewport with the correct materials, and we even could play the animations here. And on the left hand side we see a kind of outliner thing where we see all the objects that are in the scene. The materials, the meshes, the entities, and they are exactly named as we did it in 3ds Max. For example, the camera is called cam, as you can see here in 3ds Max and in the pipeline editor. So if the developer later wants to reference a special object for modification or whatever, he can just open up the asset pipeline editor and see how this object is called. So this is everything we need to do to prepare assets for Kuesa. I hope this video was useful to some of you. Thanks for watching and bye bye.